What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about how the New England Patriots are one of 5 teams who are interested in tight end Eric Ebron in free agency, which again starts in just a very short amount of time. 8 days from the time I'm making this video, actually, as the new league year and free agency will start on March 18th. Now, Eric Ebron is a guy that I did talk about a couple of weeks ago. By this time, it was actually about a month or two ago, as a free agent target that the Patriots should look into. And now, according to Incarcerated Bob, the Patriots are among teams such as the Cowboys, the Cardinals, the Steelers, the Bears, that will be looking into Ebron once free agency starts. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to say, well, it's not Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport, so unless they are the ones that report it, I'm not going to believe it. So, of course, take this as you will, but this source has been right multiple times. He is a source that I trust and has proven to be very reliable for Patriots news in the past. And of course, one of the big things to remember here is that even if a team is interested in a player, it doesn't mean that they're going to sign them. So if the Patriots still don't sign Eric Ebron, don't be hating on this video saying, I thought they were interested in him, because being interested does not mean signing, okay? Last season, the Patriots had interest in trading for tight end Kyle Rudolph. It didn't happen. The Patriots also had interest in Gerald McCoy when he signed with the Panthers. They didn't get him, but they were still interested in him. So really what I view as a team having interest in a player is that they're going to do their due diligence on him. They're going to look more into him. I wouldn't get too hype about things until they bring him in for an actual workout or anything like that. But of course, something to remember is that before Eric Ebron went and he signed a contract with the Colts, he actually had a visit with the New England Patriots. So the Patriots have had previous interest with him. They've had him in for a workout prior. And when you're looking at the fact that they need pass catchers, they don't have really any tight ends. Okay, if you look at the tight ends they have, no one stands out to you. Okay, who? Ryan Izzo, Matt Lacoste. None of those guys are going to stand out to you and be like, okay, that's a starting caliber tight end. And I think after Bill Belichick has seen what it's like to try to address the tight end position without Rob Gronkowski, it hasn't worked out well for him. He's tried to do more low budget. He's tried to bring in multiple tight ends with multiple set groups, and it hasn't worked out for him. I think at this point he realizes that he's going to have to bring in a proven tight end. He's going to have to bring in a big guy to make a big difference. And the good thing about Eric Ebron is that he could be exactly what the New England Patriots need. Okay, he's still 26 years old. He's still a pretty young tight end. His good years are still pretty much ahead of him. He isn't like he's in his 30s. It's not like he's an aging tight end just yet. He's 6'4", 245 pounds. He's a big target to go to. He's proven that. The big thing that I like about him is that he's a red zone threat. He's a threat in the passing game in general. But when you look at the amount of touchdowns that he's caught in each season, it just proves the fact that he's a guy that Tom Brady or whoever the Patriots quarterback is can go to in the red zone situation when you're 5 yards into the red zone, or even 3 yards or 1 yard at that, and you're looking to make a pass play. He's a guy that can catch in traffic and can bring down those big balls. Back when he was with Detroit, he definitely didn't put up, numbers that are anything to brag about. There were still respectable numbers, but nothing too great. But since he was with the Colts, especially back in 2018, he took a big leap forward. So to me, Eric Ebron is the type of player that plays very, very well in certain systems, okay? A team like the Detroit Lions, they're not a great team, okay? They don't have an outstanding offense. Matthew Stafford was not Andrew Luck, okay? Not by far. And I really believe that is what played into Eric Ebron taking a huge step forward, because in his first year with the Colts in 2018, he made the Pro Bowl. He played in all games for the Colts that year, playing in 16, in which he had 110 targets thrown his way with 66 receptions for 750 yards, which was a career high with 11.4 yards a reception, averaging, of course, with 13 touchdowns and a long catch of 53 yards. Now, the thing is that in his second year with the Colts, he definitely took a step backwards. He only played in 11 games versus the 16 that he appeared in the season prior. He also took a big hit in targets with just 52 compared to the 110 he had in 2018. He had just 31 receptions for 375 yards, averaging 12.1 yards a reception, which was more than the season prior, but with just 3 touchdowns. And a big reason that I think that Eric Ebron took that step back in 2019 was, one, Andrew Luck retired after 2018. Okay, the Colts kind of were up in question marks in 2019 with their quarterback situation, Jacoby Brissett, Brian Hoyer, kind of what was going to go on after the surprising departure of Andrew Luck. So to me, I don't put too much on that back on Eric Ebron. I think that the Colts organization, their offense especially in general, just had a lot of question marks to it. Especially when you have, your franchise quarterback trying to just drop out the door and retire all of a sudden. I think if Tom Brady comes back, that this would be a perfect match and that the two would click very, very, very well. But I also think that if the Patriots bring in the right quarterback, let's say if Tom Brady does not come back, that he would be a guy that could still succeed very, very, very well because of the type of system that the New England Patriots have, the type of system they run, and the fact that Eric Ebron, more likely than not, is going to come in and be the number 1 tight end for the Patriots in that case. I would still expect the Patriots to go and address the tight end position even more, even if Eric Ebron is signed. But of course, Ebron is one of the best available tight ends on the free agency market. He's considered the second to third best. So obviously, with that being said, the type of contract he would get from the Patriots would make it a type of situation where I don't see anyone really being put higher than him on the depth chart, especially with what the Patriots have now in Ryan Izzo or Matt LaCosse. Now, as for blocking in the tight end situation, Ebron is going to be more of your classic catching type of tight end. Okay, now he 100% is going to be an upgrade for a blocking tight end compared to what the Patriots have at this current point. That's not saying too much, but either way, it is still an upgrade. The Patriots could use an upgrade really as best they can at the tight end position, especially with blocking on offense. Again, he's not going to be top tier in the league in blocking. He's not going to be Rob Gronkowski, Dwayne Allen type of blocking, but he's going to be very serviceable. He's going to do a very average to elite job, I would say, but if you're looking for the main cup of tea in his game, it's going to be going out there in the passing game. Now, the good thing here about Eric Ebron is the fact that in 2019, like I said, his production did take a bit of a hit compared to his 2018 campaign when he was one of the NFL's best playmakers at his position. There have been a lot of transactions throughout the NFL in releases of players, some surprising releases of veteran players, but there are a lot of good tight ends on the market, a lot of good quality tight ends on the market. And again, let's remember that Ebron is not going to be the best tight end on the market. Okay, Hunter Henry is a guy that I would still say would be put above Eric Ebron. Now, of course, he might get the franchise tag, he might not. That's been some speculation going around, which could change some things. But Austin Hooper is going to be the best tight end on the market. People are really going to push for him. But when you look at the amount of tight ends that are on the market, it very well could push down the status for Eric Ebron because there are so much players that it's not like Ebron is one of the only players at his position that multiple teams are going to be fighting for. Because of this, I fully expect teams to be hesitant to offer him the type of multi-year and the amount of money that he's going to be looking to get. He's looking for the type of money to be paid like a Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, $7 to $8 million per year. And that very well could not be the case for Eric Ebron. He very well could go through that second wave of free agency rather than the first, which could really drop his status. All in all, this is definitely a story to keep watching as we get closer and closer to free agency starting. Again, we are just 8 days away. I cannot be more excited for this to finally start, some news to pick up, and some changes to finally come to our New England Patriots roster to fight for the Super Bowl next year. I personally would like the signing of Eric Ebron, but despite if they sign him or they don't sign him, I definitely hope that the New England Patriots will look towards the draft this year with all the good tight ends in this year's draft and try to look to develop a young guy. But that's going to be it for today's video. Please make sure you guys like this video and subscribe if you did like this one. Make sure you guys, again, do subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots content. But other than that, I will catch you guys in my next video.